another deal. This is 7th Street. This is also in San Bernardino. It was listed in the MLS for $70,000. Now, this is a really important deal for you guys to look at right now because I don't know if you guys have known it, but the market's going up really fast. Do you guys know that? Like you buy a property, and if you sit on it a year, it's probably gone up about 25%, depending on what part of what area it's in. So this one is listed in the MLS for $70,000. We secured it for $85,000. So it's $15,000 more than list price, which that's a kind of a big chunk of money given the percentage range. I mean, I still made $5,000 off of it. Why would somebody overpay?
Market's going up.
Market's going up.
It was underpriced to begin with.
It was underpriced to begin with. Like, I haven't said it that much. I've actually been really good with this group, and I don't know why. It wasn't intentional. But I normally talk about how retarded most realtors are. So what the realtor did, this was an REO, and the realtor jumped on the MLS and looked at what houses are selling for in that neighborhood and listed it right in line with all the houses that were selling in that neighborhood. I don't know if you can see this house. It's old as shit. Like in the 30s built. And you can see this one's like 2 years old. This house got burned down, and then they rebuilt it, and the people that when they rebuilt it, like I guess they didn't make the payments. The house was in really, really, really good condition. Like we didn't even need new paint or carpet. We just needed like cleaning and touch-up work, and you can even see like we watered the grass and it came back. This is like on the MLS. So when we started watering the grass, it came back. So we put $2,000 into this house. It was worth $140,000. The agent never went to the house to say, okay, well everything in the MLS in this neighborhood is selling between $60,000 and $70,000. I'll list it high. Well, she didn't go and see that all those houses needed $40,000 worth of work because they were old and dilapidated. Like this house is in really great condition. So it's really all about those numbers. And the deal analyzer, the agent put in what it was listed for. Then the agent put in $3,000 for repairs, and then put in what it could sell for. And she's like, oh shoot, we can offer a chunk of money for this, and we do that all the time. And that's why another reason we get tons of offers. And I guarantee there were investors going, okay, it's listed at 70. How low can we go? I don't want to pay full price. They never end up with any deals. That has the list price is one idiot's opinion of what they should sell it for, right? It's really about where can they make money, and then that's what you base the offer off of. And the guy who ended up buying this actually turned it into a rental for a Section 8 tenant, and it's like a 70-year-old lady, and she pays her rent on time, again and again and again, and takes really good care of the property. And I think they're getting like $1,200 or $1,300 a month. Like it ended up being a really good deal for them. Oh, I have another video for you guys.
How you doing, Rich Casio? It was about 70 days when I started talking to you when we did our first deal. We did our first deal in Indiana. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. It was Eggleston. We did our first deal. We made $10,000 in that deal. We were scared as all heck. We thought that the client, our buyer, was gonna balk on it, thinking that was too much money. Our next deal we did a couple days later was on Indiana. That we grossed 17.8.
Don't want a nation to tell the new me.
And on Laughlin we grossed 18,000. And the situation that you're providing them is outstanding. The thing that they're gonna, after they finish your course, one of the things that they're gonna encounter are people telling them no, it doesn't work. These gurus don't know what they're talking about. And I'm doing this video so they know it does work.
Let's not put it on my fuck America.
I've got 3 more deals closing this month. We've got like 12 more in the hopper that we're negotiating right now. The point I'm trying to make is once you get it going, it'll be like a sausage factory. Be able to get up every morning when you want to get up. No more alarm clocks. Have a good day.
I love you before. Where do you get that cash from?
So he said he has no more fear. His first deal, sweet spot, $10,000, right? That's what I'm like. I'm seriously like, if all this does for you is 1 deal a month, that's a good additional income, right? His second deal was 3 days later he did 17,800, and then the third was 18,000. That's pretty good. 3 months, $45,000. How many of you would be okay with that? Okay. So the fourth step, deciding which cash buyer gets the deal. This does become a problem. Not a bad problem, a good problem. Kind of like David's problem with having too much money. So what's going to happen is you never, ever, ever have an inventory because you already have cash buyers lined up that want specifically what it is that you're buying. So when you get a deal in, when the agent calls you and says, here's the thing, half the time I don't even know what offers are out there. Like I don't even know because the agents are looking them up, they're finding them, they're making the offers. So I don't even know. Like they're doing all that work, right? And so I'll get a call and they'll say, what do you have? And I don't have anything. Well, I really need something. I haven't done anything in a while. I need a deal. So when an agent calls me, if I have somebody that's called me recently with that conversation, they're going to be the first person I give a phone call or a text to, right? If nobody's called me that week really begging for a deal, then I'm going to be like, who buys in this neighborhood, A, and who do I really like to work with? Because when you like somebody and they like you, you're going to do a lot more business with them than if it's just some random person, right? And so I'm going to figure out who I'm going to like. I'm going to I prefer text. It's really up to you guys. I have students that like to talk on the phone and they'll call, and I have other students that like to email. It's really about you guys and whatever you like to do. So I text, and I'll text my cash buyers the area it's in, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the square footage, what they can buy it for, which means my price is already wrapped into it, the estimate in rehab, and then what they can sell it for. It's just simple, straight numbers. Are you interested? And then, if you send that out to a couple people, sometimes you get a couple people back at the same time that want it. So here's the deal. This one was listed on the MLS for 3 months, and I have been in this house. Do you remember this one? Yeah. Yeah, me too. This was listed on the MLS. This was also San Bernardino. And we pulled up. First of all, when the stuff sits on the market for a while, do people stop looking at it?
Yep.
People stop looking at it, right? Yeah, I don't want it. People don't want stuff nobody else wants. People want the fresh stuff. I want the old stuff. The shitty stuff. Literally. We pulled up to this house and it smelled like a sewage plant. And there was no sewage plant around. So we knew it was coming from the house. And as you guys know, San Bernardino gets a little hot, like 120 in the summer. And it was an REO, so it had been closed, and it had been on the MLS for 3 months, so it had been at least closed up for 3 months at 120 degrees. So anyways, oh my God, the stench was so bad. I remember getting out of the car, and we looked at each other like, seriously? And then I'm like, dude, this is why we need video cameras following us. Because I'm like in my dress and my heels, and anyways, we opened the door, and the people were a little upset that the bank took their house back. And so, there was pee and poop everywhere. You couldn't even see the carpet. It was and it wasn't even you couldn't even make out turds anymore. It's just mound. Yeah, it's like melted chocolate. But it wasn't chocolate. So we literally pulled, because urine is the worst smell ever. And it was 120 and it was anyway, so I've been in this one. I remember this one. Anyways, we pull up our shirts, we run through the house. It's actually not in bad condition. The kitchens were good. The kitchen was good, the bathroom was good. We run outside to the backyard. Guess what we found back there?
More turds.
No, all the turds were in the house. There was no turds in the backyard. We found another house. It was totally unpermitted, but it was a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house that was about 1,000 square feet. So we called the agents. we're like, hey, so this is Pershing. I didn't write the name. Like, it's like, you know, there's certain things that, like, you'll never forget. It, like, was traumatic for me. And we called and we're like, so, we just ran through Pershing and we're just a little surprised it's been on the market for 3 months. Because here's the thing, we want to get her to negotiate the price way down, right? She's like, well, you said you just ran through it, right? So you saw the shit everywhere. Well, yes, and we actually really like the house and we'd like to buy it. Now, of course, it was listed like that other one I just showed you on 7th Street around the 70s, because that's what these houses were going for. And we're like, well, here's the thing, we really like the house. Obviously, you want to sell the house. She's like, I am never going to that shit house again. Right? And we're like, so do you think if we offered $45,000 the bank would take it? Like, here's the thing, when property's still in the market a while, now you have negotiating room, right? And when there's negotiating room, who makes the money?
You do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm like, so do you think if we offered $45,000, the bank would take it? And she's like, no, I don't think they'll go that low. But if you can bring in an offer of $52,000, I'll make them take it. Yes, ma'am. She was motivated and willing to work with us, right? She wanted this listing to go away. She never, ever wanted to go there again. So my profit on that one was $18,100. That's a good deal, right?
Yep.
So what happened, nobody was bugging me that week. Nobody was calling me saying they needed a deal. So I sent out a text to a couple people that buy in that area. And within a few minutes, my first cash buyer called back, text back, and he said, I'll take it. And then about 5 or 7 minutes later, I had another cash buyer text back and say, I'll take it. Well, I had already responded to the first one saying it's yours. So the second one, I had to say, I'm really sorry, somebody else has already taken it. I'll let you know the next one I get. Well, he picks up the phone and he calls me and goes, Lindsay, it's been like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I know, my stuff moves quick. So that's really good, right? Like, seriously, like when Lindsay texts you about a property, this is what happens. Yes, yes, I'll take it. What's the deal? I don't know. You gotta say yes or they are gone, right? Like, I'm like literally training and conditioning my cash buyers to act quickly. But the thing with that is they can do that because I under-promise and over-deliver. Like I showed you on that deal with Dan Merrill, like my numbers are always really good, the rehab budgets are high, the after repair values are low, and that's all in just training the agents and having them underinflate or overinflate. So no matter what, if these numbers work, this is a really good deal. And your clients will always be really happy so that when you send them a deal, they will always say yes, okay? And he's like, here's the deal, Lindsay. I'm supposed to be doing 2 to 3 rehabs a month. I haven't done anything in 3 months. I really, really, really need this deal. I will pay you $5,000 to tell the other guy you made a mistake and that I called him first. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's really unethical.
Absolutely.
Like, my word is my value, and I already told the other guy he could have it. Now, we weren't in contract. He technically has 24 hours to inspect the property, do his due diligence, and ultimately make a decision, but I told him he could have it. And my word is value. So I told him, you know, of course I could not do that. But what I would do is I would inform the first guy of the second guy's offer, and if he was willing to walk away from it, I would split that $5,000 with him. So I called the first guy and I told him what happened. And the first guy goes, you know what, I just put 3 houses in escrow, so technically I don't need another house. But anytime I can get a house, I will say yes to you. So that's good to know, right? Like, this guy just like went way up on my happy investor list. But he goes, honestly, I would be tickled pink if I could make $2,500 in the last 15 minutes doing absolutely nothing, right? So it was a win-win for everybody. Both cash buyers were happy. I was happy. We all made money. And what worked out best, the first investor flips quickly, and the second investor holds for long-term cash flow. And that back property was not permitted, and it was not up to code. So he wouldn't have gotten any credit for it as a flip. But as a long-term cash flow property, he rents out 2 properties. So that guy makes a ton of money on this property. So it worked out better for everybody anyway. So what else do we got? So this is a property. This was also found in the MLS. This was a code violation. These were 3 units on 1 lot. So it's actually 2 houses. This is the house 1. One unit was downstairs, then there's a second unit, the staircase around the back upstairs, the house, a second house, and then a third unit over here, a 3-car garage. And I had a cash buyer who's calling me, I really need a deal, and obviously I don't have deals. I do have one that I'm being told we'll be getting this week or next week, and I told him the specifics, I told him what we're getting, or what he can pick it up for me for, the area, all the numbers. He goes, the second you get it, let me know, I'll take it. So technically, I actually had it sold before I even had it secured, right? Now, I didn't give him the address, but I gave him the generalization. So it was listed in the MLS for $81,000. We secured it for $90,000, so I made $2,600. Again, it's, some of the deals, $10,000 is my sweet spot, but I'm okay making $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 if everybody wins. And it's about that relationship and doing repeat business again and again. So with your cash buyers, it's about having quality over quantity, fewer better buyers. You got to have integrity and honor and ethics and be enjoyable. So the last one of the 5 is assigning the contract for quick cash. So what you guys will do is you'll present the deal. So when the agent comes to you and you have a deal, and then you get a cash buyer, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to present exactly what that offer is to the cash buyer. So you're going to say, I have, you're going to give them the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the price points, everything we've talked about. You can have it for $85,000. Are you interested in it for that? Yes, that sounds great. Okay, so you're going to pay the bank $70,000 and you're going to pay me $10,000. That's where the $85,000 comes from. Did I just say those numbers right? I'm not a numbers person. Okay. What did I say originally? 85?
Yeah.
Okay, so they pay the bank 75 and they pay me 10. It's all done through escrow. I get paid on the HUD at closing, but they just need to know how to break it up. But everything's the same. So they're like, okay, that's great. So I get them to sign the assignment contract that states this. I have all this in the entire system. It's my assignment contract that I use that my attorney wrote up. Hold on, there's going to say something else I want to say in here. I feel like I'm running out of time. Do you guys see me rushing? Oh, the other thing. Okay. So I do assignments, and then I also secure properties in trusts. So if a bank's involved, most of the time, they're going to be a headache about assigning it. So it's easier if you know a bank's involved to just do a trust and then sell the beneficial rights to a trust. And that happens the same exact way. You just get paid on the HUD at closing as well as a buyer's consultation fee, because the seller doesn't need to know what your agreement is with the buyer. The side agreement, all they need to know is that you're getting paid on the side as a consultation. Okay? And then you step aside and collect your check. So, oh, this is what I was going to say. A way to weed out really bad cash buyers. And I've never had this happen to me. I've had it happen to one student once, but I've always asked it since day one because I've dealt with some jerks along the way throughout my entire life. One of the very first conversations I have when I'm talking to a cash buyer for the first time is when I ask them exactly what it is they buy and where they buy, all their criteria, and I'm writing it down and bullet pointing it. And then you're going to regurgitate it back to them. So I'm going to say, okay, so you buy blah, 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 blah. So, for example, if they tell me they'll buy all this stuff and they'll pay up to $120,000. So I'm going to regurgitate it back to them, and I'm going to say, so if I can get you that for $110,000, you would buy that. And he's like, I would buy that all day. And I'll say, okay, so what if I tell you that because of my relationships with agents and banks and the people that I work with, I'm able to get that property for $10,000, and so my profit on it is $100,000. Are you still interested in that property? Every single person I work with says, honey, if you can get me any property right now in my price range, I will buy it in a second. And you know what? If you can make that much money on a property, good for you. I need to hang out with you more. That's the right type of person, right? Like, But there's people out there that'll be like, well, why are you making so much money? What's the next? Right? You don't want to work with people like that. So part of this process on interviewing the agents and interviewing your cash buyers is you're the boss. You decide who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. And you want to work with good quality people. You're all on the team. You're all here to win. And so you weed out the people that aren't a good fit for you. So everybody I work with is really great. I've only had one guy, and it was a cash buyer, and he was trying to have me jump through loops, and he was asking me the dumbest questions. And then I finally just said, you know what, I don't think we're a good fit. I don't think it's going to work out for us. And then he's like, no, that's okay. You can just send me deals. And I go, no, I don't think I want to work with you. And he's like, well, why don't you want to work with me? I go, well, we've been on the phone for 10 minutes, and so far you've kind of been an ass, so why would I want to talk to you again? And then he responded with like 2 or 3 emails, and he was trying to be nice, but it's like, seriously, like, you only need a handful of people to work with, so work with quality people, and same with the agents. Like, I've had students that are like, well, I'm trying to work with this agent, and they're kind of giving me a hard time. It's called Next.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many agents, really good agents out there that really want to make money and will work their ass off for you. So, this was last year. This is almost a year ago. Yeah, almost a year ago. So this was a really good day for me. So, hold on, I meant to do this. This is July 27th, right? And then I went to my P.O. box. And I had 2 checks waiting for me. So this one was for $10,000. This one was for $66,000. So they were a few days apart, but I got them the same day. That's a $76,000 day. Like, that was a good day for me. And there's people that are like, that's what I make all year. Like, that was one day. Obviously, this was a reassignment, and this one was a rehab. And this one was a really good deal. And so rather than reassigning it, I could have made about $5,000 on that reassignment. But I had a cash buyer come in, fund the entire thing. I had a construction crew come in and rehab the property, and my profit on it was $66,000. And so I'm sharing that with you guys because you guys can do that too. So one more video, and then we'll be wrapping it up.
How you doing? My name is Dan DePasquale. I'm the founder of Atlas Equity Partners in Akron, Ohio. Just wanted to take a minute and say thank you very much. We picked up the course about 7 weeks ago. The first night I got it, I stayed up all night. I watched all the videos. I read the manual. I was able to implement the strategies you taught us the very next day into my business. I trained my entire staff on the tips and strategies, and it's revolutionized the way that my firm does business now. The first week we had the course, we put about 5 properties under contract for wholesale, and which is not abnormal. The thing that wasn't quite so average, though, is we had all those deals sold, closed, and funded in 12 days. We had 5 deals closed, start to finish, in 2 weeks. It's a lot faster than we're used to, but we're getting used to it, and we love it. Already made my money back tenfold. It's been phenomenal. On those 5 deals, our gross was about $23,000. Thank you very, very much for taking the time and basically just opening up your world to us and showing us the tactics that have made you so successful. And to anybody watching this video, if you're on the fence as to pick up the course or not, you have to take action, make it happen, pick up the course right now. I don't care if you're sitting in Akron with me, in Wisconsin, wherever. If we're in Akron, Ohio, we can make it happen like LeBron James couldn't. I don't care where you are in the country. I don't care what your real estate niche is. If you can do deals with cash buyers, it's going to increase the amount of business you can do. You're going to make more money. You're going to move properties quicker. Again, thank you so, so much for everything you've done for us. You've been incredibly responsive since we bought the course. Thank you very much, and I will talk to you very soon. Thanks.
So, you guys don't need any cash, credit, office staff, overhead, works anywhere, even ADD, okay. So I laugh when I hear others say they can't find deals. Right. Who's finding deals? The agents, right? The agents are finding the deals for you. You guys aren't having to find the deals. They say that loans are impossible, there's no financing out there. We're not doing loans or financing, right? We're working with all cash. Other people say it's really hard or complicated. It's because they're trying to figure it out on their own. They don't have a system in place. They say they have no money or no credit, so they can't get into investing. You don't need credit, you don't need money, because other people are more than happy to have you doing it for them, and you guys can make money together at this. They say they have no time. Well, me neither, and I didn't even tell you guys, like, when I say I got divorced, my ex-husband moved to Japan with his new girlfriend, and then when he moved back, he moved to Texas, and so she's actually in Texas with him right now for 3 weeks over the summer, but like, I have her all the time. So when people are like, oh, I have no time, yes, I have 100% of a second person all the time with me that needs me, you know? And then they say buyers are scarce. I have too many. Some of you are going to be able to work with some of my excess cash buyers that are like David. So even engineers love my system. The cash cow know-how system is brilliant. I've personally profited tens of thousands of dollars from reassignments using the system for all cash buyers. So Daniel Yazbek, he's in San Diego. He's a biochemical engineer. He actually works for Panasonic. He used to work for Pfizer. He helped patent Viagra. And then he owns a financial institute in San Diego, and then he also co-owns a law firm in Orange County. And he does this because it creates an additional stream of income coming in for him. Plus, it gets him connected with really wealthy individuals so it can fund other endeavors and passions that he has. Does that make sense? So the question is, will you be one of my little cash cows? So this system is really about creating that lifestyle that it is that you want, having more time and more freedom and driving the kind of car you want, living in the kind of house that you want without stresses and burdens. So I do a couple-day boot camp, which you've been to. So this is some of what people have had to say. Thank you, Lindsay Jean, for your superior training. Your associates treated us like royalty. This event exceeded my expectations. It was 10 times the value in this event than I expected. Lindsay Jean undersold and over-delivered. This has been the most fun I've ever had in Vegas.
Yes.
Right? She took my left brain and my right. This program is amazing. I've never been to a course that gives so much information and teaches you how to apply it. Many great things about Lindsay's seminar, and I've been to a lot. In no particular order, she keeps it small with lots of opportunity for questions, genuinely interested, and wants to help us get to where we want to go. Very educational weekend. Lindsay did a great job, and I'm a different person since Friday. Retired 7 months ago and was content to live on my investments in Social Security until this weekend. Now I know that I can have so much more. The experience of sharing the space with so many amazing students and teachers was life-changing. Lindsay Jean is fun and exciting speaker and trainer, brings fantastic. Lindsay Jean, something much value. She is truly awesome, and we appreciate her. I have been to so many seminars in the last 25 years. This is the best, most user-friendly, and the how-to-dos are given in real detailed steps as opposed to saying just do this and do that. So that is some of the feedback from my 2-day event. So like for me, like I got to where I'm at because people helped me get there, and so I want to make sure that I'm here to help you. And so my 2-day event is very like hands-on. It's really small in a group like this so that I can answer questions as we go through it. Did I give you guys pretty good details in like a little over an hour? So you guys, so in my event, it's 2 full days in which we go over all this, like down to the nitty gritty, all the different steps, so that if you have any questions, we go over right then and there. The next one is actually in July in Las Vegas again, and it is the weekend of the 20th. And we're actually doing something for the very first time we've never ever done before. We're adding on a 3rd bus tour bonus day. So the bus tour is with me and one of my partners, and what we're doing is it's only for 12 people because it's like a van. It's not really a bus, it's a van tour. And we're going out and looking at properties, and we're buying properties. So you get to come with us and come through the bus, and they're active properties. We're going through them, what we like about them, what we don't like about them, what we're going to put into them. We're actually going to write up offers so you guys can be a part of that process every step of the way with us. So when this is sold independently, people pay $2,000 just to attend this weekend to get all the information. If you guys invest in the system, you get it completely free. I want to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. So my system that I've put together through that San Diego Investors Club meeting includes a couple different components. So the first one is this main manual. It literally walks you step by step through everything and more than we talked about today. So today we've talked about how to find properties on the MLS. It also talks about probate sales, code violations, talks about the short sales, the differences in short sales, REOs, and expired listings. I'm trying to think of what else. Literally any different way you can get a property, it dives into how to do that. And it literally walks you step by step on the trust process, the assignment process, the cash buyers. We also have the video DVD system. This is what I created, the screen capture shots when I was training my agents. You got one of the DVDs where I'm actually walking through properties. I have the videos of me training the agent out in the field, going through properties, writing up contracts, and it's not like us sitting down writing up contracts, it's my computer screen. And I'm sitting here on the computer screen and you see the mouse and I'm like, okay, we're gonna leave this area blank. And the reason we're leaving it blank is it means this to the bank, or it means this to the seller. And this area we're gonna check here because then it means this. And so what you guys are really lucky on, it's a California state contract. All the other states, I say you have to take my contract and apply it to yours. This is your contract that you use. So I have all the videos that not only train you, but they train your agents for you. So it's, remember we talked about percentages? What percentage are realtors paying in your market? You go onto the MLS. I have the training video for that. It's about an hour and a half long. And how do we find what agents are paying in this particular market? And then some of you I know like to listen. So I put everything on audio for you. So you get to hear me talk some more about how to find the agents. Now what questions do you ask? You've got to weed out the really bad ones. So there's specific questions that you need to ask. And what are you listening for? Because it's not really about their answer. It's more or less how they answer it. So I also have on there, I think it's like 9 actual live agent interviews when I was picking up new agents. And at the end of each call, I say, this is what I liked about this agent and this is what I didn't like. So that you guys can start pointing out the good stuff and the bad stuff. And then I also have, I think, 6 or 7 cash buyer calls on there. So that, again, the very first call I have with the cash buyer, you hear the questions that they ask me and how I respond, and then you hear the questions that I ask them to weed them out. So this is like one of the biggest helpful things for you guys. The quick start. So I'm going to say this main book that I just talked about is really detailed. Like it is literally every single step. And some people are like, oh my God, it's information overload. Like it's literally everything you'll ever need. And so I created the quick start. And so this is really so you can wrap your brain around exactly what you're doing. Because this is now your business. Like this is what you're doing. So understand what it is that you're doing. And in here, we have pictures of actual properties. I have screenshots of what we're doing on the MLS so that you can duplicate it. And then the Easy Profits Library. This is the exact purchase contract I use. It's the assignment contract I use that my attorney wrote up that I spent thousands of dollars on. It's the deal finder letter that I send to sellers. And we didn't even talk about how I get deals from sellers. It's the cash buyer letter I use that you guys heard worked really well. It worked for Dan Merrill, and it worked for David Stebbins. We have frequently asked questions, and we have several other important documents that that I use in there. And that's completely priceless. I can't even put a value on that. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't put a value on any of the other books or videos because I think the value it provides for everybody is different based on where you're at and where you want to go. The third one is the Hot Deals Handbook. Now this is the agent training guide. And this is a little different than these books because these books are, this is what you guys are going to do. So you understand your business and how to properly brand and market your business and everything about your business. The Hot Deals Handbook is for the agents. It's me training the agents for you. So there's no picture of me on it. There's nothing with my name on it. So they're not going to be like Googling me and calling me. What you can say is, this is one of my partners. Here's the deal. If you guys find a really good deal and you don't have a cash buyer for it, you can call me. If it's a good deal, I'll have a cash buyer for it. And guess what? Then we're partnering, right? So you can say, so one of my partners wrote a little book about what we do. And here in this book, it has my history and my background. So there's instant credibility for those of you that are newer that don't feel like you have a ton of credibility. And then this is where we get in. There's screen captures of the MLS where the agents say that can't be done. I have pictures of it. This is how you do it. This is how you get in the MLS and find stuff. I have how right here for them, how they write up offers. So it literally is walking them step by step through how to do it, how to get out of the wrong property. This is also priceless. People really love that. I can always send that to you guys electronically. Some people are like, I don't want to give them a book, I just want to like email them a file, so I can send that to you guys if you prefer that as well. The Easy Deal Analyzer is also included in that software. So, when you add all this value up, the total today is $1 gazillion. No, of course it's not. But if all this does for you is bring you one deal a month, one deal every couple months, my question to you is, how much is that worth to you? Because of Dan, it's only $795 today for all of this. And I'm going to give you guys a couple other bonuses. Like I said, I got help, and I want to help those of you that want it. So when you guys get your very first deal, you're going to be really, really excited, and then you're going to be like, holy shit, I don't know how to sell a trust. I don't know how to do the reassignments. I don't know how to do it through escrow. I don't know something. I don't know something. There's always something, right? Guess what? You gotta call me. You send me the deal. You say, and then what we do is we go over it. What's good about it? What's bad about it? How to make it better for the next time. And the ultimate result is making sure that you guys get paid. Does that sound good?
Yes.
That's priceless. And the next part is giving you my excess cash buyers. So what I'll do is I will pull 100 cash buyers, really quality, multi-millionaire real estate investors, 100 of them in the area you choose so that you can get started with cash buyers right away. Is that good?
Very good. Yes.
And so we'll go over exactly what you guys get again. Everything's included. You get the main workbook, the quick start book, the Hot Deals Handbook, that's the agent training guide. So it's 12 CDs, 5 DVDs, my legal document library, the deal analyzer, the boot camp. Normally I only do the first 9, get these 2 bonuses, but this is a small group. So anybody that wants it, you guys can have it. You get the call with me for your first deal, and then 100 of my excess cash buyers. It's only $795. So that is all my presentation. I'm sure you guys have questions. I'm going to be hanging out over here, so come and chat with me. I'll answer anything you guys want to know, and those of you that are ready, we can get you all set up on the system. So thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Before I get back and start moving around, I just want to say a couple things. Lindsay, how many people do you think last time went to Vegas and signed up with you from our group? 12, 10? It was a good amount of people. We were very happy, had a great time, learned a lot of information. I didn't go out and do much with it because I was really into my rent-ready properties and my long-term stuff. But I'm at the point now where I really understand the importance that I need to do this too. There's about 3 different things that you really need to do. How much of the information that you gave us a year or 2 back do we need to go back and an update, or is it?
This is
it
new,
looks-
right?
It looks, I don't know, that's the
I've
question.
updated it.
I figured you had.
Yeah.
So what would you suggest for us to do for those that have taken it or bought into it a couple of years ago? Just get back to you with an update, or what would you say?
Yeah.
Besides get into action and do something.
Yeah, take action. If you have the older system, then call my office. If you
Okay.
have the older one, call my office because it's been updated.
Okay.
Because like 2 years ago was a lot of REOs, and then last year's a lot of short sales, and now we're getting into a lot of standard sellers. So I'm constantly having to update the system. This is actually brand new. Like when I say brand new, this is the like I picked it up yesterday. Like brand spanking new. So yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, Lindsay. This is really, you know, if you're starting off, that's the place to do it. It is wholesaling. No money out of your pocket, no risk. You've got a very good system. We had a wonderful time in Vegas. I met Keith Clothier. Kent Clothier.
Yeah.
There, and it was a really nice conversation I had with him, which was excellent, and got some, you know, stuff going with his business. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I just would suggest that if you're serious about, you know, not having to spend money and taking a whole lot of risk, you think seriously about this. We do have a little bit more wine back there if anybody wants to hang out and have some more wine. We've got, John's still here, so, and next month, we're not going to have a meeting in the evening here. We're going to have something on Saturday on the 13th with Linda all day long, and it doesn't cost you anything to go, so I hope to see you, as many of you, bring some friends and guests, and listen to all that's going on in July.
We have speakers from 5 states coming, so please come by. We're very excited about it. Some top speakers will be here next month, and it's free to you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So we're not going to get kicked out of here. Hang out as long as you want. We're going to open up the doors for a little bit of fresh air. Get back there, ask Lindsay whatever you want to ask her, and let's get educated. Take some action.